Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Jordan Huffman's class for Computer Science 102. And this is going to be a recording for the class that we're going to be missing on January 28th, 2004. I'm just going to give you some helpful tips and try to help you guys do a little more with BlueJ and Java. So let's get started. What I did was I just copied I pulled up the file from last class, and I did save as new project, and so this is the exact same code. I haven't even compiled yet, so I'll go ahead and compile. And if I go in here, you can see that this is exactly what we had from last time. I'll go ahead and change the date. Keep it up to speed. Okay, go ahead and save. Alright, so as we're talking about Java and the different parts, what the classes are, what objects are, what methods are and constructors, and what the main method is, all this stuff, just a quick review. If you notice right here, this says int b is equal to 10, and the two different parts are the type and the name. Now we understand that because we didn't say specifically that this was either private or that it's public, that we can assume that it will take the visibility of the scope of its outermost component, which is public. You see here, this says public, so we can assume that this will be public if left alone or unspecified. So now, the scope of B is this entire class called test class. All of this, okay, because it's held within these curly braces here. Now, because the scope is the entire class, I can use B inside of the main method here, and I can use it in this method that's empty right now, called method 1. Now, when we talk about using quotation marks here, remember we talked about the quotation marks make it a string. Now, when you start printing like this, print line right here, ln, print ln, means that it prints on the next line of the terminal window, and then it drops down to the next line. Print by itself just keeps printing on that line, and it will print forever as long as you keep saying print until you either drop down with the print line or use other features that we'll talk about later. Okay, so this is a string. Now what happens if I wanted to print out B? Well, what do? Do I say B like this? Does that, what would this print out? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and comment out these lines here. We don't need them yet. And I'm going to Control K, that compiles. No syntax error. I'm going to go back to my project folder, and I'm going to run. What did it print out? It printed out B. Well, you might be asking, well, why did it print out B? Why did it print out 10? Because B is 10. Well, what we told it to print was a literal string with the B character in it. Because these quotes are actual text that you're going to see. These are strings, okay? That's what it prints. But now, if we take the quotes out and we just say print B, like this, then what that's going to do is, notice it's black now, it's not green anymore, because greens denote strings. Since it's a black letter, that usually means that it's going to be a variable or an object of some kind when we're talking about it in this case. So what it's going to reference is the B that we have here. Now you might be saying, well, why don't we say int B? Because that's what this is here, right? Int B. Well, we've already told the compiler, we've already told BlueJ that b is going to be an integer. That's what we said here. So now any other time that we reference b, we can just say b, and it will point to the memory address where 10 is located. Okay? So let's do this. Let's Control K again. Oh, what is this? This is an error. So static, we run into a lot of problems with static, but we'll talk about that later. Let's just go ahead and move this. I'm going to cut and paste. Alright, here we go. No syntax errors. We'll talk about later why that gave us an error, but for now just know that we need to keep the variables that we use in the main method. We need to declare those in the main method itself and not outside. So now, what's going to happen? Let's go back to our project folder. We'll right click, run the main, OK, and now it prints 10. Because now what it's actually doing is it is referencing the actual variable called b. So there is a distinct difference between b and quotes b. Now, what if I wanted to tell the person who's reading this that b is equal to 10? Well, then all I have to do is say b like this, equal to, and I'll put a space so that they're not smushed together, and I'll say plus b. Now remember, because this is in a string, okay, a string format because of the quotation marks, you're actually going to see the text b space equals space here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to add on to this string the variable b, which is referenced to 10. So then over here in my terminal window, what's going to happen when I run it, it's going to say b is equal to 10. Let's Control K for compile. No errors. That's good. We run, and boom, b is equal to 10. So what we did, if you remember from Python, if ever we had to put a number inside of a print statement, we would have to do something like this. And what that would do is it would space over and then make that make the integer or float or whatever number you have here into a string. Well, the problem is if you try to compile this, we get a nasty error, okay, because it only takes one string value, and when you do this, there's a fancy word out there called concatenation. All that means is you're adding or tacking onto the string before it. That's what the plus symbol means, okay? We can just say plus in Java and it is perfectly okay with it. Okay, it's not going to complain. So any kind of number you can just tack onto a string like this and it will not complain whatsoever. Okay? What else do we need to go over? Oh yeah. So I want to show you guys the library for Java. So what you might want to do on your computers in your browser is save the Java API, which is the library, to one of your bookmarks. If you have Chrome, they're right here. I don't have it saved. I used to, but I forgot why I took it off. But go ahead and type in Java API, and then there it is, 7. 7 is the most recent right now. This is the latest version of Java, is Java 7. So notice I've been here several times, so it's already purple. So I'm going to go here. Now, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on here. All you really need to know is that when we make a class in Java, like this, we made a class, right? Well, Java is a library of classes. So all of these in this left scroll box.